Today, we will be answering the question of what would happen to the world if the United States ceased to exist. This is a really, that's a huge question. Many things can happen. First of all, the United States is a big landmass. It's in North America, stretches from the Pacific in California all the way to the Atlantic in Maine, with other states as Hawaii, Alaska, and territories such as Puerto Rico, Northern Marianas Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. The 50 continuous states are really influential. The United States influence in general. So, anyways, the United States is like counterbalance to Russia and China as well. The United States has millions of soldiers. I would say millions of soldiers. We spend the most on military of any other country in the world. We have many foreign military bases. Our military, the United States military is also pretty strong too. So the United States military is really influential in helping to also undergo peacekeeping operations too. The United States government also does plot to overthrow governments as well, and sometimes keep governments down according to what it looks like too. So lots of things could happen. Well, first of all, I would predict that the United States probably would not, Russia would not be as aggressive as they are. Because first of all, like Russia may be strong, they do need some counterbalance too, but Russia hasn't been always this way, but most likely they would not annex Crimea because if you don't know about the history too much, Russia actually convinced Kazakhstan to help us with the war in Afghanistan and let us, the United States, use the bases, but instead the United States tried to corrupt local leaders and turn them against Russia. So the US was a really big backstabber. So Russia felt that they had the need to actually find a way to protect themselves from this kind of stuff. So they needed a buffer state from lots of US allies. Like, yeah, Poland, Lithuania, Estonia. So if they could establish a buffer state in Ukraine, it would help them out. Because look at Russia, they've been establishing buffer states, like North Ossetia and several others as well. Not to mention Donetsk People's Republic. So Russia might not be as aggressive as usual, and they probably would not be going down the economy right now due to a sanction placed on them. I know Canada would also need to invest more in its military, because without the US, Canada would have some problems with China. Because whether or not the US was around, I think China would still be aggressive, most likely. Over there is south of the US is Mexico. Mexico probably will not have all these drug problems, and they might even become an industrial superpower too, because the U.S. has two coasts, the Pacific and the Atlantic. Mexico has both. Maybe this could put them in a position to become like a superpower without the U.S. Assuming that the U.S. never existed and that there was no big landmass over there. But let's say, what if the US were to have vanished today? I know many countries would be freaked out because, first of all, Canada would not have anyone to really defend them. Mexico's drug cartels would be in trouble because they have no market to traffic to, which means the drug lords in Central America will have to find new markets, which will lead to other countries facing bigger drug problems. I know Japan, for one, would become an overnight superpower as well. China will become a superpower automatically too, as well as UK, India, France. They would become superpowers immediately, most likely. I know Germany may be strong right now, but their people are not really interested in war right now. But England has some tolerance for war now, but they're kind of getting tired of war too. So most likely they would be too tired to get involved with foreign affairs still yet as well. But things might change if that happens. I know Germany will be suffering more from the migrant crisis too, because without the U.S. to the migrant and the U.S. accepting migrants as well, that's put greater strain on the European countries to take care of them too, and that's also going to put a lot more stress on other countries to accept migrants. The Middle East conflicts will also still be around too, because they've always been kind of happening too. The Muslims have been warring for a long time in the Middle East. So I think the Middle East conflicts will still be the same, except there'll be different people intervening in the conflicts in the Middle East. I know that without the US around too, if the US today, and if it just vanished today, the world economy would be devastated because that'd be like that's a loss of the world's biggest economy. So the world's economy would be completely devastated. So that'd probably be like another world recession maybe, but it's not gonna be a good thing because that's gonna affect lots of jobs and lots of things. China would suffer immensely with the lack of the US because China and the US are like interdependent on each other. Japan would also suffer too. Many countries depend on the US economy too. And Zimbabwe, who recently adopted US dollars, would be devastated too. They would be in an overnight panic. I know Africa would not be doing as well because Africa, which gets lots of aid from the US, but people donating money in the US, would also be suffering heavily too because of the cutoff of aid. Because first of all, the US engages in lots of foreign aid activity, which is really important, which is a really good thing too. But it's important to their lifestyles too. I know New York would. I know Canada, without the tourists coming from New York, they probably would have problems too because they have lots of tourists coming from New York and other border states too, as well, coming to visit Canada. For example, so Canada would also lose a huge chunk of the economy. Tijuana will also lose its strength too, and oil